moving swiftly. You can't see their face. You can't see nothing. It's just black. So as they've come closer to me, I clock a little bit, and then ASAP goes boom. So I climb up at the highest point, I think on top of a speaker in the club, yeah? And then I'm like, yo, guys, the beef's about to kick off. Talking of beefs, yeah? But I'm only going to talk about the beefs I had with certain cast members. I'm not going to talk about all the little beefs that happen with everybody else because it's just long. Okay, welcome back, family. So, my name is Riva the Diva if you're new here. On my channel, I share stories about my life, times where I made some mad decisions and some challenging situations I found myself in. Most of them I got out of okay, some of them I didn't. So if you haven't watched that, 10 Ways I Ruined My Life, that's a playlist. Also, My Side Chick Syndrome, that's another playlist. After this video, please go and binge watch. Enjoy. Okay, for those of you who are not new here, welcome back again. I know I've been away for a hot minute. As you can probably hear, I haven't been that well. I'm recovering, but it is what it is. Okay, so my Backchat London story, long awaited, probably most requested. So yeah, the time has come and let's do it. So I'm gonna start just a little bit before Backchat. Most of you will know if you've watched my videos. I went through like a season of depression. I left a high paying job and then I kind of went into the media world, so to speak. So that's around this time now, yeah? All of us are seeing it on our screens on Instagram. We're all seeing it. So I see it now and I'm like, oh, this thing's looking hot. Like, I would love to be on this, right? Talk show, debate show. I was like, yo, I love sharing my opinion. I love talking. I love hearing what others got to say. And I love the little back and forth. This is ideal. So what I did, I actually DM'd some of the cast members, maybe about 5, 6 of them. I can't remember who. The only one I know for sure I did DM was Go Go. Yo, show's looking lit. How can I get on it? So they were like, oh, just send the email to like these, say to like the production team, or go on their Insta and get their contact details and send them something like that. Quite straightforward and basic. So I believe I did that. And then also I think Backchat London had put up a tweet saying something like, you know, if you're interested, whatever. So I responded saying, yo, I'm interested. They've gotten back to me and they're like, yeah, we're doing auditions. So basically we want you to send in a video audition answering these questions. Well, I was like, cool, we'll get that done. But obviously it comes with a deadline. And I remember that night I had gone for the Style OG music video. So I had gotten back home late, around like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Already things are sticky in my house, right? Like tensions coming up in my house. These are the times where my parents have come across some of like the occultic stuff they found in my room. This is that era, you understand? So I'm up early out the house and I'm coming back late just to avoid like interaction. So that's why I've gone to Stylo, done the video shoot, and I'm back at the house very, very late. But obviously that same night was the deadline. So I'm like, yo, I am so knackered. This is the last thing I want to do. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pull this off properly. But I quickly flicked out my phone, beep, 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 done the video, sent it, went to bed. Couple days later, whatever it was, I get the email response back saying, yeah, we like your video, etc., etc. So we want to invite you for like the face-to-face audition. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's make this happen. I remember, I think this time my dad has said to me like, yo, you keep like coming into the house proper late, you know, cut that out. But I'm just like, I'm nodding, but I'm thinking, nah, not really. So I think the night before the audition, I went out and I came back late. Okay. So morning of the audition now, I'm getting ready and I'm about to leave the house. So my plan is that I don't think I had even planned to say bye or anything, because I knew if I go to my dad to say bye, he's going to talk about me coming back home the night before late. So I'm trying to dodge him. So I'm going down the steps and I'm about to exit the house. So I've done it. Mission complete. I'm at the house, popping down the road. And then I hear my dad calling me. He's opened the door. He's calling me. He's like, Rebecca. And I'm like, So I'm like, do I stop and turn back? Because I'm just about to catch this train in the nick of time in order for me to get to the audition in the nick of time. So I'm like, do I turn back to my dad or do I go? I think in my heart, I always knew I wasn't going to turn back because I knew what I wanted more at the time, and that was to get onto Backchat London. First of all, I need to get on the train to make that happen. I'm not trying to go back to talk about all that and have a kerfuffle. That's why I've dodged. You get me? So it was a bit heartbreaking for my dad to be calling me. You get me? This is not text. This is not him trying to contact me through someone. This is him outright standing outside our door, calling me, his daughter, telling me, come back. And I'm like, ignoring. I'm like, nah, I'm not, Dad. I'm going this way. Which was quite metaphorical as well. You get me? It was like me and my dad were at this place where I've been born and raised by him, mostly his way, his thing. And now I'm of age and it's like I'm starting to, some will call it rebellion, some will call it individuation, whatever, but we're at this stage now. And obviously that can show up through the decisions I'm making and the lifestyle I'm living. But now here we are on a Saturday morning and it's literally being played out practically. You get me? So yeah, I continued on. I was like, nah, sorry, Dad. And I went quickly, just about jumped on the train. When I say just about, you know, when you jump on the train and the doors are closing, it was like that. Sat on the train, breathed in and out. And I was like, cool, this is real. This is happening. But one thing I also knew once I got on that train, I was like, I don't know if I can go back to the house after that. I know I can always go back to my parents' house. They will not necessarily reject me at the door. But just given the circumstances, it was more like, that's sticky. Like, I don't even want to go back. You get what I'm saying? To face that. Plus, I'm just trying to get away anyway. So it's just all adding up. You understand into that kind of that direction. Get to the audition now. There's bare people there. There was 200 people that turn up. So obviously they've put us in little cohorts, like little groups of 10 or 5 or whatever. So we're all waiting at the back and then this group will go and do their thing. That group will go and do their thing. So it was a long day. We were there for a while. Time comes where is you in front of the panel and then the rest of the queue's just there on your left, you know. So you got like 50 people looking at you. You're in the middle of the room and then the panel's there. They're asking you questions, whatever. You're answering, you're doing your thing. So it's my turn now. They ask me questions. I'm doing my thing, whatever. And then I don't know how it came about or how we got there. Maybe they asked me what I do or what I've been doing, but I was like, yeah, I'll do a bit of music. So I can't remember who it was, but I think someone was like, oh, you spit something for us, whatever. I was like, yeah, okay, you know what? We're here now, let's go for it, innit? So boom, I do my thing. All right, let me see if I remember if I can run it now. So I've never had a nigga ever love me so much. He gives me many opportunities to prove him my love. He gives me many opportunities to make up my mind. I tell him he's the only one, the number one on my mind. But I got another nigga and I give him the grind. And I don't feel no way about it, no regret and no shame. Deep down I know he knows that I'm playing a game. But he still keeps me around because he loves me the same. So am I gonna let him go when I can have them both? When me and my signy girl fall out, that's when I need him the most. I'll make him empty promises, but he still gives me the chance. But if I count it carefully, I'm on my 50th chance. I had a dream, there was a witch eating my shoulder. And when I woke up, I couldn't feel my shoulder. Fell on my knees, God help me, I'm your soldier. But he said, Becky, you don't need mercy from me. You need mercy from the people you mistreat. From all the nights that your parents didn't sleep. From all the lies, from all the secrets, from all the grief and mischief. Clean up your life, clean up the baggage. The devil's always ready and the devil is a savage. So be careful to live your life blameless. So when you meet your creator, you are shameless. My daddy told me money isn't everything, but I told my daddy money is for sure. So when money came knocking at my door, it had a big fat grin, but I still let it in. 5 years later, I'm still paying for my sins. Daddy, where you at now? Talk, I'm listening. That's about how much I can remember. Okay, so as I was saying, back to the audition. So yeah, I dropped that freestyle there. That was a lit night. That was a lit night. Still, after there though, I was going to work for my auntie who's got a catering company. Now I've reached that spot. We do the work. You get me? We do our job. We get the job done. Everything's cool. Everything's easy. But the night is drawing close. So in my head, I'm like, yo, where am I going to sleep tonight? Because I'm not going back to my mum and dad's. So I ended up calling the guy that I talk about. I believe is in part 8 or part 9 of 10 Ways I Ruined My Life. One of the fathers that I lost, if you ain't watched, I've done a video how I lost my 3 children. So one of the dads of those babies, that's who I ended up calling. He's the same guy that I called another time when I told you somebody came to me at the train station and started telling me about my life and all of them things. Yeah, that guy. So I've called him and I haven't really laid it out. I've just made it sound like, oh, it's just a link up. Like, I just want to come and see you tonight. So I was like, oh yeah, like, cool. What are you saying? He's like, yeah, come. So that's kind of how I patterned a night for myself that night. And then when I got to him, obviously I explained in more detail, whatever. So I was there with him a couple of nights and then boom, I had to move on, go to other place. And then that's how eventually I ended up in the shared housing, which if you've watched my video, you know about my shared housing story. They called us back again and we kind of had to do like a test run, almost like kind of like a semi-actual BkChatLdn for them to see how we would operate in live flesh. Did that. After that, that's where they were making the decision. So after that day, it was like everyone had to go back to a certain spot where we filmed, and then they'll kind of split us in 2 groups and then break the news to us like, you're the group who made it or you're the group who didn't. And me and Omar were just at the back looking at each other like, yo, like, this will be lit, like, we need this, you get me? Omar is a soul brother, he's a soul brother. He knows, you get me, what time it is. At the end of the night, to hear that we were in, it was a joyous moment. Now I'm in now, yeah, we're shooting. How it used to basically be was, cool guys, these are the set dates that you're filming, come true, be there for like 10 a.m. But the thing is, when you get there, obviously they're still setting up and all that, because black people and their timing is bad. So they used to give us a couple hours ahead of time so that by the time it's time to film, we're all actually there. Obviously, us as rookies, season 2 coming in, we used to get there on time thinking that's how it used to be. But the season 1 lot always will come an hour or 2 late because they knew this production team, if you follow them, you get me, it's a long thing. So it took us a while to pick that up. So we used to be there early and on time. Obviously, we're excited. We appreciate the opportunity. So we're respecting it. However, you get there, let's say we're doing 4 questions that day. You may not be in every single question. You understand? So you get there for 10. Maybe question 1 is starting at 12 o'clock. But you're not even in question 1. You understand? You're maybe in question 2, question 3. So you're not going on set till 3-4 o'clock, but you've been there since 10. And then you're doing question 4, which ain't starting till about 6. So you see it. So it used to be a long day, can't lie. Basically, it was at 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So having said all that, we were spending a lot of time with each other. Get into that a bit more when I start talking about some of the beefs and all that and the tensions that used to rise up. If you're not in filming, then we're all chilling in like other parts of the apartment, or we go out to town, do our thing, get some food, and just lots of moving around, lots of chatting. Okay, before I progress, let me talk about my outfits. A lot of you know, like, sometimes I would wear some edgy outfits. That was one of my things. I may have been known as sharing unique points or being articulate, but what I would wear was another factor to me on BkChatLdn. So how did that all come about? I remember just telling myself, yo, when I go on BkChat, I want to make my life easy, so I'm just gonna go black on black. Like, so you will see there's a lot of times I'll just wear black on black, black on black with my black lipstick, black on black. But one time I went to an event, I met this young lady there, and she was like, yo, I design clothes, so I would love to design some clothes for you. I was like, sounds good. Because I would love to design my own clothes if I could, but it's been a dream I've never really brought about. You get me? So to have someone say, oh, I'll do it for you, I was like, lovely. So she started making some outfits for me. I'll try putting some photos of her outfits. Nice outfits, you get me, extravagant, whatever, a bit unique, a bit edgy, etc. Now, some of you may know, right, before we got onto the set, if you can remember, there was already tension before we got on the set between season 1 cast and us new lot who were coming in. So there was a time where, avoiding names, one of the cast members put out a tweet trying to say something like, I forgot what it was, whether it was, us lot coming in season 2, either they said something like none of us are pretty, or none of us are something about our image. I think if I'm spot on. So obviously I threw back a little tweet. I thought in this life you kind of got to set a record straight early. If not, it's not that you can't do it later, but it'll be harder for you to do it later. And sometimes it's just sticky. Just nip it in the bud quickly. So I sent back a tweet. So that kicked off a little something between me and that cast member before we even started filming. So now it's the first or the second day of filming. We're all there at the place now, and it's basically it's kind of kicking off between me and the person. Not fully, but it's a bit edgy. You understand? So one of the producers called me and the other cast member, and we kind of we go into. I remember it was like a bathroom. It was a big bathroom. So we go there to hash it out. She's saying her piece, I'm saying my piece. The producers in the middle, like, you get me, blah 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 blah. So it wasn't a friendly chat. I won't lie. We didn't come out saying, "Oh, that's resolved. That's all cool." It probably made it worse. To be honest, it actually made it worse. So that kind of tension carried on for a while. I say this: back chat's kicking off. Everything's happening. Sometimes I used to go on road, yeah, and people will come to me like, yo, Riva, hey, you cool? They're like, yeah, I'm good. And then the second, if not the third thing they'll say always is, yo, you see that specific cast member, yeah? I don't like them. I don't like them. And they used to tell me because they knew I had a little thing with them. So it was almost like an alliance, like, oh, I'm just letting you know, because you don't ramp with them, I don't ramp with them. And in the beginning, it was funny. It was like, oh, okay, cool. But then one time, this specific cast member ended up like not in a good situation, in a bad situation, right? And they were feeling it. They were distraught. They were going through it. And I remember sitting thinking, actually, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this anymore. You understand? Because when I say they were going through it in regards to one thing, which was a public situation. But I think it was also a build up of lots of other people getting onto them about so many other different things, you understand? And some of it, a small percentage of it, was coming from me and my team with him. So I was like, nah, this has got to stop here. Like, I don't like seeing this. It's not nice. It's not fair. Got in touch with them, and I just said like, yo, like, I'm happy to like wrap this up and squash this and us be cool, because all this that you're going through is a lot, and I'm not trying to be a part of that. They sent me back a nice message too. We kind of like giggled it off or whatever and just said, cool, we'll leave it as that. And we did. Ever since then, never really had no tiff and that. So that was that. Talking of beefs, yeah, we might as well do the beef section now. There was a lot of beefs, you guys know, but I'm only going to talk about the beefs I had with certain cast members. I'm not going to talk about all the little beefs that happened with everybody else, because it's just long. So I'll start with, because I'm avoiding names a bit, but I have to avoid the names anyway. So I'll start with another cast member, right? Now, this cast member, yeah, they went onto an interview show. And was talking about me, saying all sorts of things about me. I didn't know. When it was released, I was in bed sleeping. And either I had just woken up or I got the call that woke me up. So I picked up, and another cast member's like, yo, have you seen this interview? Not saying this about you, not saying that about you. So I was just like, fuming. And especially, when you wake up, you're a little bit like, so yeah, I was like, yo. And I had an event that day. So I remember getting up, going to the bathroom, and I had one big bloodshot eye. And I just looked at myself in the mirror, because I don't know whether that came when I was sleeping or that came whilst I heard the news, because I was vexed. Like, I was vexed. If being vexed could give you a bloodshot eye, then that's what happened. That's how vexed I was. So from then, it's on now. Bearing in mind, me and this person, we already had a little small tiff before, but it wasn't that deep. So I just made my mind that I won't engage with this person. So I wasn't engaging with that person for ages. So that's kind of what really got on my nerves. I'm like, blood, I don't even mix with you. I don't chat to you, nothing. So why out of the blue, Are you saying my name on some random day at a random time? I haven't spoken to you for ages, like at least 3, 6 months, 9 months. Like me, I'm a grudge holder. When I hold it, I cling on to it. You understand? I don't play. If I choose to let go of it, then I'm letting go of it with all my heart. So it's one or the other. You see it. So if I've ruled you out, I've ruled you out. So I don't understand how my name is coming up. So I've gone to this event and I remember having to put on glasses because of my eyes. This beef continued on. It showed up in the reunion. If you've watched the BkChatLdn reunions, I fired back at the person there. I said what I had to say because after the interview, I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word to anyone. I didn't say a word to them. I held on to it, waiting for the reunion. When the reunion came, I think it was, I don't know what reunion would it have been. Whichever one I did finish in, the one before. So it was either season 2 or 3's reunion where I backfired on this person. However, time passed and boom, me and that person also ended up hashing things out. Because you see, with the back chat thing, it's all hot, it's media, it's just all edgy. But when you come out of it and the smoke settles and you're calmer and your head's clearer, that's when people start kind of healing and getting to talk and catch up. So that kind of happened a while later where me and that person was able to settle it. I haven't spoken to them in a while, but there was a time where we were talking a little bit more just about life. I guess we were trying to get to know each other for who we truly were outside of back chat, and that's kind of what helped us to be like, okay, you know what, you're cool. So that was nice. So there was one time I had a little tiff with Max, and I had another little, or should I say, bigger tiff with Lucas. Now let me tell you about that thing, right? If you ask me what that was about and all that, I couldn't tell you. I would have to go and watch those videos back to remember what happened. But I'm going to tell you you get me, the depth of what that was really about. I told you about the stories of how I lost my 3 children. At those tiffs, yeah, I was pregnant with one of them children. I had just found out, so it was fresh. So my head was hot. I was edgy. I guess hormones, all these type of things. So I was like a ticking time bomb. I didn't have a ting with against Lucas or Adrian. It could have been anyone at that time. I think I even had a little spark at Nissy T, if I can remember. So it was for anybody who was saying anything that I wasn't trying to hear or trying to talk to me in a way I wasn't on. It could have been anyone who just brought themselves to the firing line. I was firing off. You know, after I had the tiff with Lucas, yeah, this is when I realized, okay, this is not about the people. This is about me and what's going on with me. After I had the tiff with Lucas, a couple hours later, me, Lucas, and another cast member went outside. And when we were there, we were talking a little bit, whatever. And guys, I just broke down in tears. Lucas don't know what I'm going through. He doesn't have a clue. He's just like, rah. You get me? Because obviously I felt bad. Like me and Lucas are cool, but it's just that I just went for it because my head's hot, my hormones all over. I didn't even expect it. I just lost the plot, and it was at that moment when I found myself crying in Lucas's arms after cussing him out like that. That's when I was like, yo, your brains, you're going through it. You need to sort your life out. You need to sort your thing out. Final beef, I will say, which kind of didn't make sense, was with Adrian. When we went, there's 2 actually. When we went to Cyprus, for some reason, I once again can't tell you a damn thing about that. I just know I had a tiff with Adrian. Another thing I was doing, I was mean to the host. I believe her name is Wumi Bello or Winnie Bello, WMI or WNI. She was the host, and just from the moment, just the first day I saw her, that's it. I was just giving her a hard time, just being mean, just being aggy, just being. Now, this wasn't necessarily to do with any pregnancies and stuff, but this was kind of the time where, in general, I was a ticking time bomb. I had reached that max. I was on edge. I wasn't in a happy place. I think I even made Nunu cry on the first night, unintentionally. Other people was all intentional. It was like I was saying what I wanted to say to them. With hers, I just made a comment, blind comment, not knowing that it really bothered her. And I didn't know till the show aired, where they showed me that she went to the back and she was crying about it. And that's when I realized, like, wow, you're being a bit destructive. You get me? So that was the Cyprus trip. With my other stories where I told you I started chain smoking before we came back to London, and then when I came, because I felt like something wasn't right, came back to London only to find out, yeah, something wasn't right. So you can go and watch that. That's in my Citric Syndrome playlist. Okay. So that's all that, the little sagas, the little beefs and stuff that I went through and kind of what was behind all that. A time came, yeah, where I received a booking, like, invitation by Diva. DJ Diva, I believe that is her name, yeah, from Canada. Her and her team. They're like, yo, Riva, we want to fly you out to Canada. We got like a club event going on. We want you to host it. I was like, cool, no problemo, but I got to come at least with one other person. So if you're gonna patent their ticket and all that too, then yeah, we'll be there. We'll roll. They're like, yeah, no problemo. Send us the details. We'll get everything booked. Come true. Fantastic. Now, how did that go? Obviously, I have been warned a little bit, like, these promoter things and all that. Be careful. Make sure you get your P's and all this and all that. So I had my you get me. I had my backup. I was making sure everything was patterned. We land in Canada now. We get there, and already they have us waiting before they pick us up. So now I'm already like, okay, what are these? Not one of them lot, because obviously you got to watch people and see their level of professionalism in it. So that was number one strike. I'm like, I'm not really liking that. So when they came, once they finally picked us up, you get me? I wasn't too friendly. I was a bit like, yo, that's not good, to get me. But they were, traffic, blah, 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 whatever. Excuses, cool. I think someone on their team tried to have a little tiff with me. I don't know if we went out to eat, we were talking about something. Or I think at the airport, because I was a bit like, not put it on them, but I was a bit like, yo, I think they went to chat to her about it. So then she later on tried to come to chat to me. And then I had to chat to her. So anyway, that was all that. So now I'm even in a more stinky mood. I'm like, come on, guys, what's going on here? You understand? The nights come. So they sent a makeup artist to come and do my makeup. But they ain't sent me the rest of the P's. I've messaged them earlier that day saying, yo, make sure you send me the thing before the night comes. Yeah, we'll send it. Yeah, we'll send it. But no show. I let the makeup artist into the hotel room. She said, hi, I'm here to do your makeup. I said, yeah, I know, but you're not going to put no makeup on my face unless that money is in my account. And there's only a couple hours to the event. So the girl's like, so she calls him. She's like, yo, Riva said I can't touch her face unless you guys complete this transaction. So they have a little chit chat with her, whatever. She comes to me. She's like, oh yeah, they're about to do it. I was like, cool, no worries if they're about to do it, but you still can't touch my face unless I see the money there. And time's ticking. So she's calling them like, yo, what? Like, the girl's serious. I can't do her makeup. You understand? Look, I'm a friendly, kind person. So I don't enjoy doing all them type of things, you understand? But what I will not like more is the things I would have to do if you play about with me. So I have to choose. Do I want to be nasty on this side, or do I want to be nasty on that side? You understand? So that's why I had to kind of be difficult. Because even a part of me was like, oh, it's not that deep. Like, they will pattern you. Just do the makeup, just get dressed and go. They'll send it after. But I was like, I can't take the risk. I'm not from here. When it's time for me to get on my flight and go, if they still ain't pay me, what? I can't put it on them. I can't. You get me? How am I going to manage the situation? So I had to move accordingly. So eventually, peace came through at the nick of time, Girls done my face. We've touched down. We're there. We're having a good time. We're doing our thing. Then, guys, after a little while, at the back of the club, there's like a circle of group of people, and you can see that group is starting to sway. They're starting to move around. So I'm like, what's going on there? And I'm clocking like, I think like there's about to be a little Royal Rumble. The beef's about to kick off. Security started to come in. So I'm there and I'm like, hold on. This can't be happening. I've come a long way for this. I've been through a lot in the last couple of days with my hosts. I'm finally here to do what I've come to do. And now the whole thing's gonna get locked off. So I'm like, my Riva brain switches on. I'm like, I gotta do something. So I climb up at the highest point, I think on top of a speaker in the club, yeah? And then I'm like, yo, guys, get me. I come a long way. I don't want my team to get locked off, so calm down and chill out. But I can still see at the back, it's moving. So I said, I need to rank this up, think out the box. I can't remember exactly what it was I said, but it was something like peace or something, or like no beef, only peace, something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was something like that. So I'm saying it, no beef, only peace. No beef, only peace. People thought, okay, cool, whatever. She's saying her thing, she's gonna stop. I'm saying it 10 times. No beef, only peace. Then the crowd are like, okay. So they start saying it. No beef, only peace. They're now saying it. I'm like, okay. Then it's going on. Everyone's in the crowd. No beef, only beef. No beef. Even I was like, raw. So if I wanted to start up a little something, I really could, you know. And the guys, there's thousands of us there. Like if I counted it, at least, yeah, I would say 1,000, 2,000. Like, there's a lot of people there. Or am I pushing? Maybe I'm pushing up to 1,000. No beef, only beef. No. Place go. Boo, boo. Guys, I made them chant it till the beef squashed at the back. We did not stop. I told them, I'm not stopping. I said, I'm not moving. You have to move. I'm not going. You're going. We chanted it till that whatever energy, spirit, entity, vibe was trying to come there and disrupt my thing, and then also take some blood. I said, nah, it's me and you today. And then I got the backing of everybody else in the room. We've come to party, you want a good time. Why are you bringing all of this? Nah. If somebody asked me what's the best thing that happened from going on to BkChat, it was that. Because I never would have seen that coming. I never would have thought of that. But when you're at that pressure point, your mind opens. You understand? I just climbed up there. And guys, I stayed at the top of that speaker to the end of the night. I danced on that speaker. It was just lit to see what we could do when we all come together and refuse to bow down to a smaller group, refuse to bow down to what's not good, refuse to bow down to what's not better than what we got. What we got's better. We don't want that. And we chanted the place down, guys, at least for 2 minutes. 2 minutes is long when you're chanting, you know. It sounds like a quick thing, but imagine repeating something for 2 minutes until the force that you want out is removed. Yo, that was one of the most spiritual things I've ever experienced in my life. So we put that aside. Big up Diva. She's cool. All of them, they're cool. I can't wait to go back to Canada again one day. Actually, I have to go back. I do have to go back. So I will be going back. So back to the UK. From my side chick syndrome, I told you about a guy that I was seeing who used to he was done promo, he used to hold club events, right? And I told you certain girls tried to jump me at the club. That either he was doing a thing with or his wife's bedrooms, whatever. So this same fella, yeah, by this time, that incident's happened. So me and him don't mix no more on that vibe. So he's messaged me and he's like, yo, I would like to book you and some BkChat members to come down for an event. So I'm like, okay, cool. Since it's business only, that's fine. I'm not going to stop money from getting into cast members' pocket and my pocket based on me and his little team, you understand? Plus, we weren't warring. We just weren't on them vibes anymore. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So I go into the BkChat group chat. I said, guys, this booking, this date, this time, this is the amount. I need about 4, 5 people, something like that. Hit me up if you're interested. So I don't want to get the names wrong, yeah? But it was me, Chioma, Adrian, Gogo. I want to say Honey, but I don't know if I've just forced that in or if Honey was in it. I can't remember. But anyway, I think Honey was Honey in it? I can't remember, but yeah. That was the group. And then I think like a few days before, Esther was like, yo, I'm free to roll. And I was like, Esther, now the vehicle I've patterned is that we all fitting in it. So if I now make room for Esther, I think we would have had to get like a second car, which wouldn't have been too much of an issue because then it would have, I guess I could have maybe said, if anybody else wants to join, whatever. But then another spiritual moment took over me. I thought, you know what, Esther, yeah. The group that I'm taking right now on a normal day will never hang out together. If you come, we're going to start splitting in groups. It will be like you and Chioma over there, me and this one over there, that one and that one over there. But right now, the way the group is, nobody is got their buddy in the group. We're all going to have to be together, connect, and you get me, embrace each other. And I like that. I thought, you know what, this is gonna be a very interesting trip. Not only, it's not like we're all meeting at the venue. We are getting in a car, traveling 3 hours together to get to a place, stay there overnight, and travel back. This is a diverse group. This is one time. And guys, what a trip it was. It was another spiritual moment, another spiritual trip where all of us got to connect, to understand differently, without filters, we were just like, okay, cool. I remember time came on one of the nights, it was me, Chioma, Adrian, sitting down, having a very deep convo about life. And I remember sitting there thinking, who would have thought us three? You get what I mean? Like, I don't know, we wouldn't have picked up the phone, us three, back in ends and say, oh, let's meet up and chill. We wouldn't have. But because of the situation we're in now, look at us. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, wow, what a night this is. You understand? And this is what I mean when I'm saying how, yes, we had lots of beef, lots of frictions, high tension when it was all happening. But when we could come out of it for a bit and calm down, we were just like, yo, we're actually all in this together. You feel? Talking of events, there was numerous different types. We were invited to like live shows. So for us to basically go and have, was it 3 shots of tequila that had like a live event? So they invited us to do a segment. And we went there, big stage. We had to answer one question. There was a few of us. We did that. That was lit. We were invited to like a movie premiere. It was a girls trip with Jada Pinkett in there. So I got to meet Jada Pinkett, which was lovely. Obviously we went for award ceremonies, which were good. Parties, little different things. Talking of parties now, we've been invited. God knows what this party, I could not tell you for the foggiest what that was, where it was. I cannot remember. All I know is that I ended up there. I went. Now, Cadet was there too. Cadet. I believe that would have been the first or second time I met Cadet. Lovely guy. And he always, I say always because like I said, I've met him twice. So but those 2 times he would always give me encouraging words. I think he was known for that. A lot of people talk about that. Encouraging words, because obviously he's like, we're coming into the back chatting, we're coming into the little showbiz world. So he's just kind of telling us like, yo, you get me, stay aware, like stay grounded. So that was always lovely of him. So guys, we're at this place now and a lot of people are there. Everyone's doing their thing. And for some reason, I was just like, turn your head a little bit. So I turn a little bit, yeah. And I start seeing like these black figures moving. So the way they did it was too swift. They would have easily gone past me. It's just that for some reason, before they did, something told me, turn your head. That was the only way I was able to notice that what was going on. And I say that because they passed so many people that didn't notice. Everybody was still very distracted. Nobody, because if they noticed, I would have noticed that they noticed. Trust me. It moves swiftly. You can't see their face. You can't see nothing. It's just black. So as they've come closer to me, I'm like, I clock a little bit. And then ASAP goes, boom, kisses me. I'm like, between the time I clocked his ASAP Rocky And the time I clocked that my man's kissing me, if 0.5 seconds was a second, it was that. I was just like, what? Like, I thought I was shocked. He looked like he was shocked that he saw me. He was like, oh my God, who are you? Like, almost as if he's never seen a girl like me before. Like, he was like, what? Like, he forgot himself. He couldn't control himself. Like, he was just like, boom, and just did it. So we're both like, I'm looking at him like, what? He's looking at me. And then obviously, the security are still trying to swift him because remember, he's supposed to be going unseen. And they've been doing a great job at that. Nobody from all the way down there has clocked. My man's just gone through the crowd until his eyes fell on me and he forgot himself and boom, this encounter's happened. And then they've kind of moved him on and he's kind of giving me that kind of look, you know. So my running joke is, if he found me again, he wouldn't have married. Is he even married to Rihanna? He wouldn't have got with Rihanna. He looked at me like, you are the girl. Like, you are who I've been looking for. Like, you get me? And now he's lost me in the dark. I've gone in the dark. He's gone in the dark. Never to be seen again. So that was funny, but very interesting. It did make me think, like, why and how? First of all, is that like some wild industry type behavior, or was he intoxicated, or did he think I was somebody else? I know, yeah, a gentleman has said to me one time, he had started to drink or had started to smoke, whatever, and when they looked at me, they kind of saw me as an entity almost. I was almost like this non-human side, so I'll say a giant non-human size woman looking like this or looking like that. And I'm thinking, I don't know, did ASAP look at me? And that's what I'm saying. Did he look at me and think and saw me completely different? Saw my spirit, my inner soul, or saw some sort of entity that was over me, or a mask? I don't know what that kiss could have meant, what it could have done. Given my stories and my situations and the kind of stuff I've ended up in, was that a kiss of death? Did he give me something? Did he take something? Who knows? It's only now that I've been sharing 10 ways I've ruined my life and I'm looking at some patterns. It's only recently I've been like, actually, hold on. There's something ritualistic happened there. Who knows? But if we want to keep it light, we'll just say it was just a bit of fun. And yeah. I mean, come on, man. My man's now with Rihanna. Like, I do not have to ever live that down. I could ride that out. Like, yo, Rihanna's mine, kiss me, blood. So, me and Rihanna were on the same par, you get me? Thank you for joining me again. Ciao for now.